So this one is now we go back to just historical armor. Look at this one, Pete.
Yeah, these are. I mean, they're very spectacular looking.
Yeah.
The Poles managed to make heavy cavalry effective
Yeah.
right into the 17th century, where nobody else could do it. Because in Western Europe, they'd gone for pistol armed cavalry, which was a little bit of a problem because they only had two pistols. So when you shot them, that was it.
Oh,
You had to go to the back and reload them, which wasn't that easy. Um, but everybody used it, so therefore everybody had the same disadvantage. The Poles decided, well, why don't we just go back to lances and stuff? Get rid of a lot of the armor,
yeah.
speed up the horses because they had good, fast horses,
Yeah.
and just use it really quick.
Yeah.
And they obviously timed it in between shot cycles of the musketeers and that, so they could cover the ground um, and hit the infantry before the infantry was fully reloaded and ready to deal with them. And sometimes when I'm guessing this, but if the whole group of these people were charging you, and even if they were 75 meters away, you might panic a little bit loading your musket and pointing it and whatever. They had a very terrifying effect on their enemies, and they were very successful.
Yes. Yes. And more.
Yeah, see, these follow a pattern which wouldn't be unfamiliar to Central Asia, really. The wings apparently they adopted from the Tartars. I have never. There's something similar that was used in Korea, and it was used in the 5th, 6th century among some of the northern tribes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really old thing on the steppe,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't see anything like that in the 12th, 13th, 14th century. Then in the 15th century, it starts appearing among the Tartars, often attached to the saddle rather than the back of the armor.
Yeah.
But if you're wearing armor, you don't really want to be wiggling your leg over this thing on the back of your saddle. So they just put it on the back of the saddle, which is pretty much like the Japanese had
Yeah.
sashimoto, is it? The little flags and decorative pieces on the backs of
These
their
big
armor.
nasals remind me of some Indian armor and helmets and Indian.
Yeah, yeah. South Indian particularly like big nasals like that.
Yes.
They seem very practical.
Yes.
I'm surprised they weren't more common.
Yeah.
Maybe other people just thought they were too bulky or just didn't clearly think about how their nasals could be improved.
Look at
Because
this.
it's sitting away from your face. It's not going to impair your breathing.
No.
It's low enough you've got good vision,
Yes.
but it does stop cuts
Yeah.
into here and into there,
Yeah.
both of which are really nasty if you get hit there.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Look at this one.
Hmm. See, fully functional gorget,
Yeah.
gorget, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So they've taken elements of typical Western plate armor, and I
Yeah.
mean you've got to remember that this type of armor didn't stop developing in the High Middle Ages. I mean, into the 16th and 17th centuries, they were fiddling around with it. So you get like the armor worn by Gustavus Adolphus's cavalry,
Yes.
similar type of armor in the English Civil War.
Yeah.
So armor wasn't totally abandoned. It just wasn't as generally useful because musket balls would go through it without too much trouble. Even the proofed ones are proofed against pistols normally. I think they
Yes.
did proof some against muskets, but they were really super heavy.
Yeah.
And but again, I don't think these would have been as oppressive to wear. I mean, the other thing you've got to think about is that in the areas where this was still going strong, mainly, were quite cold in winter. And if you've got a padded coat underneath this, you're probably kind of comfortable.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they
Yeah.
must have been very impressed. I've seen movies where they've reenacted charges by them, and they are quite spectacular.
Look at these.
They must have been so scary.
Yeah. Very nice.
Oh, yeah. See, yeah, look at that. That's
Very nice.
again, this all reminds me of Italian armor, and there's a strong connection between Poland and Italy. There were a lot of Polish noblemen and that went for the Grand Tour in Italy in the 1700s, uh, late 1600s. So they were very familiar with armorers in Italy, and they had a strong taste, because I mean, we think of them as Eastern European, but they were very Western European in many areas.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so therefore, it's nothing is surprising there. But that's a nice cannon.
Nice cannon. Yeah.
Brass,
Yeah.
slender, cauldron style, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um, see, brass is heavier than iron, but it was much more reliable
Yes, he
until
was.
their iron forging techniques improved.
Yes.
Then a whole wall of pole arms.
Yes. Very nice ones. Original shafts, all of them.
Yeah, see, that's very unusual. See?
Very
Even
nice.
a naginata with its scabbard
Very nice.
on the left.
Look at, oh, hold on. Ah, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I see that.
Yes,
Look at this one.
yeah. Wow, that looks quite effective. See, again, in hand-to-hand fighting, these guys would have an advantage until they got tired. See, the Poles fielded plate armored cavalry and mailed cavalry as well. So they had heavy cavalry, medium cavalry, and light cavalry. They were quite sophisticated in their use of armor in the 1600s and 1700s. And there you've got the good quality mail.
Mel, yeah.
And we've got to remember that Poland and Lithuania control parts of Ukraine.
Yeah, they did.
And they use different names like Ruthenia and things like that, which like Belarus and Ukraine and whatever. It all gets very mixed up. So that this kind of equipment would have been in use in Ukraine itself,
Yes.
uh, by the elites, because they had access to the same workshops and the same people selling. They also did have a really strong interest in firearms in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising we see nice cannons.
Very nice. And now we go again to
Whoa.
beautiful sabers. Ottomans.
So these are all
Yeah.
nice quality.
Yeah.
We've got a parlor at the top, quite clearly.
Clearly, yes. With T-spine on
Yeah,
its back.
yeah, and with a really nice grip. That rope suspension. You notice it's got a ring on either side as opposed to two rings on the same side. This
Yeah.
is harking back to early Arab swords, but for very curved swords, it often was a good solution because they didn't hang like that. They'd flip over and there'd be all kinds
Yeah.
of problems. This
Yeah.
way, you could hang them so that the top half of the blade was virtually
Yeah.
straight up and down. Then you've got a kind of Western European style saber with a highly decorated hilt. And I think it's an S-shaped quillion, where the quillion is the S is in the horizontal plane, not in. It's
Yes.
not like that. It's like that. Then we have another parlor, but with
With a
much less curvature.
yes, and most probably look at the fuller or not the fuller midrib. Most probably European blade. I've seen that on with
Yeah,
Ottomans.
with a T section
Exactly.
back as well. So
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
very strong blade,
Yeah. Yes.
and then a carabella,
And the Carabella. Yes.
and then below two are they chekans,
Yes.
the hammers,
Yes. Warhammers.
very popular in Eastern Europe
Yes.
because there was still enough people wearing armor that you were really determined to get past them.
And flanged maces.
Yeah, flange maces again, both used but also a symbol of authority and command. Then we have an incredibly long barrel
Yeah.
with I don't even recognize the type of gun that is. The next two are kind of Turkish Iranian
Well,
style
yes.
flintlocks,
That's
but the one on the left I don't know. it's almost no. I to guess at that, I think I would just make a mistake. I don't know. Interesting, though. Very
Very
interesting.
nice. Oh, we have here close-ups, please.
Oh, close-ups, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. See, these are exceptionally
Yeah,
well made.
yeah. Here again.
Yeah. Oh, look at the decoration on the parlor below the European one, number 3. Look at the decoration on the blade. Very European.
Yeah, exactly. That's what a man's beat. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
I said it has a
Yeah, well,
European
you said
blade.
it was a European blade, and you're 100% right.
Yeah, yeah.
But it
Beautiful,
just
aren't they?
shows it. Sorry?
They are beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, they're absolutely. See, this is another thing that people tend to forget is just because you made good swords didn't mean you wouldn't use a sword blade from somebody else if you liked it.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, there was a bit of connoisseurship going on among sword
Yeah.
users at the time.
It is like, yesterday I was thinking about it, we talked about it, the other areas, right? Now, for example, in Tehran, and the people are
Mm,
well off, they just have a, for example, kitchen, and they have many nice Iranian makers. Oh, I want to have this part in French. So I import something from
mm.
France. This part in Italian. People back then were not different. Why do people who collect weapons always think people were categorical? I just use,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even
I
understand
think
this one.
I think a lot of people think that everybody was in such a tight little area that they didn't know anything about what was happening in the next valley.
Yeah,
Whereas it the Middle East was fairly globalized from a long time back.
yeah,
And I
absolutely.
mean, you had the Silk Road, so you had ideas coming from east to west and west to east
Yeah,
for 1,000 years.
yeah,
So it's not surprising that people would adopt different styles. Maybe one type of sword was appropriate to wear when you went hunting, another type when you visited the capital, another type when you went to war. And if
yeah,
you were rich enough, you'd own all three or
yeah,
more. Um, that certainly was what happened in Europe.
yeah.
So why not the rest of the world? Oh, yes.
Oh, here we have better pictures, right?
Yeah. So the flange maces are fairly typical.
It's interesting. All cultures, or not all, but many cultures have flanged maces.
I think that it was partly diffused and partly separate inventions. I
Yeah,
think the concept when somebody's seen one,
yes.
they think of all the different ways you could make that.
Yeah.
And of course, when you've got patrons that'll pay for it, that's good. It's interesting that the on the Warhammer side, the bottom Warhammer looks very late medieval Western European.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is, but that's the style.
Yeah.
And since they're very effective, you can imagine why.
Yeah.
The next one up is much more Central to Eastern European
Mm.
because the blade, whereas it still could be used for striking in, is much better at hooking, whereas the hammer is much more pronounced and much better at bashing people on their helmets.
Yeah.
Um, oh, Mizuka. Yeah.
I mean, no, just,
Well, yes.
I just want to say
Ethnographically,
something, but maybe I shouldn't. The guy who made, well, let me just say, having a unibrow, guys, even in the East, not many people have unibrow here.
well,
Just,
I mean, in Kaja paintings, it was very popular on girls.
but you know that it was mostly painted, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, look, I went to Iranian party in Sydney once, and there was a whole group of young women, like 20 to 35-year-olds, and they looked like they were straight out of Persian paintings,
Yeah, yeah.
particularly the Kaja ones. They had such perfect heart-shaped faces and everything, and such really good senses of humor. Um, but this is a classic 19th century idea of an Asian
That's
male.
what I wanted to
We've got
say.
the
Yeah.
droopy moustache, we've got the unibrow, we've
Yeah.
got the narrow eyes. Yet it's clearly a European face that's just had bits added onto it.
Yeah, that's what I
it
wanted to say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice helmet, isn't it?
it's a lovely helmet. You've got a nice thickly padded cap, sometimes quite tall underneath
Mm,
that.
mm.
So you've got a plate to deflect blows. The cap, which absorbs blunt force trauma, whether from a sword or a mace or something. And the aventail is basically to stop you getting cut from, a sword which may be deflected is still able to cut you. Wow, we are rich.
Yeah.
They're quite short for sabers, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or is that just an impression because they're very broad?
But very broad, I think.
Um, yeah. I mean, the
Axe
style
blade.
of the scabbard fittings and everything is very oriental,
Yeah.
but the blades are very European.
European. Yeah.
Mm. But
Hungarians
see,
have
this is
lots
it.
of them like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I mean, the decoration is attractive.
Very, very attractive.
Oh, look at that.
Mm. Looks solid blade, huh?
Yeah. And the inscription is very well executed in terms of the modeling of the letters.
Yes.
Um, that's quite a curved blade, clearly missing parts of itself.
Yeah. Very nice.
Obviously, even when the hilt was damaged or destroyed, they recognize this blade is really high quality.
Yeah.
Is it what's?
I cannot tell, beat.
Yeah, I can't tell either. It's very hard to tell.
Descriptions are very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's what struck me, that not only are they modeled, like they stand out from the background really well, but they're perfectly matched to the areas they're meant to cover.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, very interesting sword blade.
Yeah. Look at
Oh,
this.
even yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is really high grade work. I am guessing it's either pattern welded or what's. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
looking at the edge of the
definitely.
blade. It does
That
look
for
pattern
sure.
welded to me.
Either
Yeah,
pattern welded or pattern crucible steel. Definitely.
yeah.
Very nice blade.
Either one would make an excellent sword, but that's
Absolutely.
really good. Oh, my favorite little thing, a saddle.
Yeah.
I'm interested in these saddles because they're quite common in Turkey and in the Eastern Europe.
Mm.
But even into Germany, they're quite popular as Turkenbeuter.
Okay.
But the thing is, they're very practical saddles. And I think this design is ultimately a Persian design, whereas the one that has a pommel at front and back, I think, is actually a Tartar design. And we have them all mixed together. And from what I can tell, and these are broader. They
Yeah.
sit more firmly on the horse. They're
Yes.
very, very light. Even with gold and
Yeah.
jewels and everything, they're still
Yes.
very light
Very
saddles.
nice.
Uh, but
Pete, look at
I
the
enjoy
look at the yatagan there.
that. Is really nice. It's very straight.
Yeah.
The scabbard is typically Turkish.
Yeah.
Um, the blade looks, it's got a lot of gilding on it.
Mhm.
I think, I mean, that's a Yataghan drifting towards a really large card, isn't it?
It is.
It's
Yeah.
it's kind of very close to it. You can see the recurve. There's a very slight recurve in the edge,
Yes.
so I think it would still cut really quite well.
I mean, back to
But
what Bede is saying, not all yatagan have that type of typical curve which cuts inside. Some of them have also different ones, different shapes,
yeah,
right? It's
the
important.
blade swells up a lot
Yes.
just before the tip, like
Yes.
Sultan Bayezid's one in
Yes.
Topkapi.
Yes, like that.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, but again, look at those typical Turkish style scabbards. They're really beautifully made. Lots of silver.
Yes.
Um,
Very
on a
good.
wooden core with velvet and yeah, great things. Now we've got a nice selection of knives here from
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yes, I know. Very nice. Let us go through them. If I, oh yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Caucasian, right?
Yeah. Again, one serious. Are we talking about a fighting knife or a short sword? It's really hard to tell. It depends on the actual size,
Yeah.
but they could be used so effectively. I
Yeah.
know that you've got videos from Iranian techniques for using karma,
Yes.
and uh, they're really practical. I think
Very.
for fighting, they have no other use. They're just for fighting. Oh, and for looking good, they're very important to make a man look good. But truly a dedicated fighting knife, just like a khanjar. A khanjar is for fighting. It's not for peeling
Yes.
potatoes. It
Yes.
might work.
Very
These are
nice.
nice though.
Nice ones, huh, Beat?
Yeah, and showing variations in the hilt that are quite unusual. I mean, the leftmost one, number 6, is very
Yes.
European
Yes.
in the hilt.
Yes. It
The
is indeed.
numbers, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no, I just want to.
Yeah,
I
number
remember some
7.
years ago, I was talking to I mean, they wrote a very nice book on Chechen weapons. I'm sure you heard,
Mhm.
saw that book.
Mhm.
And then the father, son, and through them, I met some others. And then I had the feeling each one, I'm generalizing, but people are very proud of their kinjals, right? Or whatever you want to call
Oh
it.
yeah,
For example,
yeah,
the Chechens believe theirs is the best. Georgians think they are the best. You know, it's so interesting. Then
yeah.
you realize, boo, this is lots of pride in this area, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's a very strong sense of community.
Yeah,
I was watching. I haven't watched all of it. I was watching a brief. I was watching a documentary on Svan in northern Georgia, northwestern Georgia,
yeah,
and there were villages that people were still farming the land in the old traditional way and everything, and they still had the stone towers. But they just casually said, "Oh, for 6 months of the years, we're blocked in by snow and have no communication with the outside world. So if we don't store enough food and firewood, we die." And they have to work so hard. And then these people, when they're kind of um, have to fight, they're really tough people because their ordinary life is really tough.
yeah, yeah. Very true.
And it's amazing that they have such finely developed taste in decoration of weapons that you'll
Yeah,
get things that are
very fun.
so simple and pure or so highly decorated, but not out of context with themselves. They
Yeah,
actually look good when they're highly decorated.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, they're nice.
You know, okay, I know it's not very nice to say that, but when I was in St. Petersburg, one of the curators told me, and I was looking, boy, they had so many Caucasian weapons in every museum you went, son, but not only in Hermitage, everywhere. Then in a historical and ethnic museum, something like that. But the curator
Mhm.
told me he was very funny, a Russian guy, and I was looking, wow, there are so many. And then I said, oh, and you have some Persian weapons? I said, yeah, and very few Indian weapons. Yeah. So why do you have so many Caucasian weapons? And he looked at me, because Caucasus to us is the same thing as India was to England.
Yeah, I think that's
Anyway,
very true.
look, very, you know what he wanted to say, right? And
Yeah.
very clever man. And I looked at him and said, oh, and he said, do you understand? I said, yeah, I believe I do. You understand?
Yeah, well, it
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. The main difference I think between the British and India and the Russians and the Caucasus was the British made an awful lot of money out of India,
Yeah.
whereas I think the Caucasus cost the Russians a lot to hold on to.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a very difficult place to be. It was, like
Yeah. Yeah.
Afghanistan was. It's
Yeah.
lots of different groups,
Yeah.
um, difficult terrain,
Yeah.
and everybody's really well practiced at fighting
Yeah. Yeah.
because they
Everywhere.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just really good at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are part of hunting sets from Western Europe.
Yes. Yes.
So we've got a hunting knife in its scabbard. We've got a truce with forks and different types of knives for skinning and boning and whatever. And
Mm.
I think that big one in the front, is that for presenting some part of the animal to the chief person in the hunt or something after the, like this? I can't remember. It's some internal organ or something.
Look at the
A little
back of
bit
the
more.
hunting knife, Pete. Look how solid the
So
blade
thick.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, we know why
I,
what they used it for, right?
yeah, well, wild boars and things like that, not easy animals to subdue.
Yeah,
They have their own ideas about what's going to happen next, and often it involves the hunter being trampled.
exactly. This is
But
certainly for something bigger than a human being, right?
oh yeah, yeah. But that knife really, you could use it as a camp knife, but the
Yeah.
spear point on the blade means that if you had to stab something, it would stab really well.
Yes.
I love these. It's interesting to see the staghorn and the handle of that's really beautifully done.
Very beautiful.
Uh, the others have dark hardwood or horn grip scales, and really, really attractively made.
Yes.
These are, well, Kinjals aren't just straight. There
Mm.
are curved ones, just like there are curved Kama.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Very nice.
and
And also some firearms. Mm.
yeah,
Look at these. From
yeah.
we
Nice
have some,
flint locks and
yeah,
percussion
yeah, and percussion.
locks.
Yeah, very nice ones.
These are from what, Tula or something like that.
Yeah,
Is that
look
an
at
air
this one.
rifle?
Look at this
That,
one.
it's an air rifle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a big thing. I mean, Hungarians like making air rifles, but I think they really like using them for hunting.
Look at these
These are some,
sabers.
yeah, very fine looking sabers.
Mm. Really nice.
Really, yeah, really nice.
Mm.
And the fittings, everything is done just right. Oh, that one on the left,
Yeah,
the Hungarian style hilt,
Hungarian.
basically.
They
But
make
look
beautiful
at the
sabers.
fittings. And it's all in sweet, the crossguard, the mouth of the scabbard, the pieces, the strapping holding the rings, the suspension. Everything is done to
Mm.
work together.
Yes.
Oh, very nicely done. The next Carabella one is really quite elaborately decorated. So it's got inlay all over the grip scales of the Carabella.
We just